I'm going to get going now. So welcome to you all. It's absolutely wonderful to be here and to be sharing these energy healing sessions. I'm really keen for as many people who would like to be able to benefit from them can, which is why I'm holding these weekly sessions. My intention is that each and every one of you will experience at least one benefit from the session. And this applies whether you're with me here live or whether you're watching or listening on catch up. So the same applies. So welcome to you all, whether live or on catch up. I'm just going to go quiet and calm my mind down. And while I do that, just get comfortable. You can be sitting or lying. Maybe take a few nice calming breaths just to settle yourself. Okay. Just allow your body to soften and become aware of the way your body's making contact with the chair or whatever you're sitting or lying on. And you can imagine that any tension that's in your body is releasing down and out through your body. Okay. So my first focus is on the heart field. I always talk about the heart field rather than a particular aspect of the heart because there are so many different things that we can mention. You've got the physical pump, the organ, you've got the heart chakra, this energy center, you've got the meridian, the channel, the energy channel, you've got the electromagnetic field that is involved with the heart. So it's just, there are many different ways of thinking of the heart. So I tend to just scoop it all up with reference to the heart field, and then any particular aspect can be focused on by your system, which will know what it wants to home in on. So there's a sense of, with this awareness of the heart field, of an awareness of feeling jittery on a superficial level. This is very much connected to what you're hearing and your responses to what you're hearing. So when the senses come up, in this case hearing, it could be that it's with reference to what you're hearing from the outside world, but it can also be your response to what you're hearing in your internal world, your chatter, your internal chatter, your internal senses. And it could be both. And then aware of the ventricles. We have these sacs of fluid in the brain which absorb the excess positive charge. So when they come up in a session, it's really to allow that excess to discharge. I'm aware of your central nervous system, of the spine, and of the peripheral nerves as well. So you have the central nerves and then the nerves coming out from the spine and feeding the rest of the body. And we have the messaging both going from the brain out to the rest of the body and back into the body as well. And there's an awareness of I suppose it's almost like a sense of a bumpy ride, of shock, of reactions. And the emotions of fear and anxiety are bound up with these. So again, we're focusing on the heart field, but also on the brain. There's and also on the gut. So we have the three brains in the body: head, heart, and gut. And there's messaging that goes between them all in every direction. So this is really a focus on balancing that out, those communication pathways. And the focus on the breath, allowing the releasing of tension from the body. We're then focusing on the Wei Qi. Now, the Wei Qi is an energy that you have underneath, in, and just off the skin. And it is there to protect you from the outside world, from other people's emotions, from a physical knock. It could be either. And when it comes up in a session, it's really to rebalance it so that it's not over and not underprotective, so that it's just the right level of protective quality for you. And we have a focus again on the heart field. Let's turn this banner off. Don't need that ticking around now. And there's just a gentle focus on the breath, on a gentle breath, on the natural expansion and contraction of the body. And this involves the whole body, including the head, the skull, the scalp. It's really a full body awareness down to every cell in your body. And there's also a focus on photons, which are the light-producing aspects internally. And on the mitochondria within the cells. So these organelles, they're a bit like the batteries of the cells. It's to do with energy. You know, if you've been feeling deflated in some way, it's a focus on balancing that out. There's an awareness of grounding, so this sense of centering. And again, it's to do with allowing the excess positive charge in the body to release. There's an awareness up the back of the left side of the neck, of communication between the left and the right sides of the brain. Of the thyroid, the thymus, the gallbladder, liver, spleen. So you've got all these different aspects coming up to be balanced. That's particularly to do with emotional balance and balancing emotional swings and balancing self-criticism is also in the mix here as well. And impatience. And frustration as well. So all these things come up in a neutral way in this context of the session to be rebalanced by your system, which will know on what level or levels to focus. So you don't have to do anything in particular. Your whole body and mind will rejig things as, or if necessary, as it wants, so that you feel better. That's what so that you feel easier. That's the idea that I'm playing with here. And there's a focus now on the lungs, on the expansion and contraction of the lungs. So it's to do with consciousness of being relaxed enough to be able to benefit from enough movement of the lungs and the diaphragm. So, you know, when we're tense, there's less movement. So it's to do with expanding that and allowing your insides to benefit. You know, when you breathe a bit more deeply, all the organs get a good massage. And obviously it's helps on with oxygenation as well. So we have again this focus on grounding and centering and also on the mid-back. So this is to do with feeling, consciousness of feeling stable, supported and stable within yourself. Again, there's this consciousness of messaging between the left and the right sides of the brain. We've got the Aum coming in, this lovely 3-sound resonating trio of sounds that actually works to synchronize the resonating communication pathways within you and to synchronize everything that's come up in the session with you as well. There's also, various sort of other things can come into sessions. So I've got colors coming in at the moment. So we've got, I suppose, representing the sunny days that, well, certainly I've experienced here recently. That sort of fresh spring green and that clear blue sky. It's those colors that are coming in to the session. And it's the energy of those colors with a consciousness of carrying that energy forward for the next week or so. It's consciousness of energies shifting and spiraling around your body. And there's consciousness of letting go of worries that you have no control over. It's a permission to yourself to let yourself release those. The phrase would be, I give myself permission not to worry about things over which I have no control. And there's consciousness of digestion of life. And again, this is hooking into this permission to let go of things that you have no control over, which will allow you to have an easier state of being. And then we've got grounding again. And consciousness of being in your body and being in a comfortable state in your body, as in being calm with a sense of self-acceptance. And there's just this allowing of a pause. You know, in any cycle, even if you watch your breath, there's a pause. You don't breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. There's always a pause at one end and the other end of the breath. And any cycle tends to have a pause in it. So it's just allowing the pause to come in, allowing that sense of calm and space. So this could be on any space, on any level, from any perspective. So it could be a sense of space physically, internally in you, or within your environment. It could be a sense of pause and space in your thoughts or your emotions. It could be on many levels. So there's a sense of feeling more relaxed now, working down through the body. I have an awareness across the back of the hips. And the jaw joints are coming in. So we have points in the body that help each other out. So the jaw and the hip joints, they go diagonally across the body. So we've got these coming in to help release tension. You know, if like me, you've been stuck on a screen all day, it's just going to help ease the muscles. So there is this sense of easing, spreading out across the back of the hips. And actually then spreading into the rest of the body as well, up into the rest of the torso, particularly focusing on the heart field, where there's a sense of a softness and calm in contrast to the sort of awareness of agitation that there was at the start. And again, we've got the sense of grounding, of the releasing of tension down through the body and out through the soles of the feet. And this sense of everything feeling like it's in the right place, like everything is calm and comfortable, centered. So I'm just holding the space while there is this sense of shifting and centering. It just seems this sense of centering just is getting stronger. So I'm just holding the space for this, just to allow this to really work its way through. Okay. Then we're back to a focus on the chest, on the clear expansion and contraction of the lungs, on the calm and expansive heart field, and the connection to the base of the spine. So you have the root chakra, which is this energy center located at the base of the spine, and it's all to do with your foundations in life. So we have a connection between an observation of a connection between that and your heart field, which is from a chakra perspective is all to do with self-acceptance, self-love, joy, despite the stuff of life which can obscure this quite successfully at times. Joy actually is our natural state underneath everything else. So we just got this focus on the base of the spine and the heart field, the base chakra and the heart chakra. And then up to your brow chakra. Now, this is all to do with this energy center in the brow. It's all to do with your insight and your intuition. And then we're adding in the solar plexus, which is all to do with your sense of self, your sense of personal power. It's also to do with receiving, and that's connecting back up to this awareness of the sense of hearing that we had earlier. And that is really focusing on allowing discernment from what in regard to your responses for what you're hearing. So this could be from the world outside, but it can also be your own internal chatter. So it could be both, okay? Or either one or the other. And it's to do with discernment and balance and hooking into your own truth, your inner knowing, your I talk a lot about our internal traffic lights, and you can't really go wrong if you follow them. So it's really to do with hooking into your inner senses, really, your gut feelings, however, your intuition, however you want to describe them. And really, it's that inner knowing and allowing that to just be, and for you to be in that, for you to hold that space easily in your life, in your whatever you're doing. It's to do with being true to yourself, really. And there's this awareness of expansion of your sense of yourself. So our energy fields expand beyond the body, and so this is included in my observation here of your energy field, the vibrational quality expanding beyond the body, and really raising the vibration because you're hooking into really being true to yourself. Yeah. Okay, so we're back up to the head, then to the heart, then to the gut. Very soft focuses on those now. And then down to the soles of the feet into grounding, and this consciousness of wholeness. And the connection of every aspect within you with everything else. So this is to, it could be the physical, it could be your energy field, it could be everything in between, the mind, the emotions, on every level, this sense that everything is connected to everything else within you as a being. And again, we've got this sense of the breath, connection down through the hips, down through the legs, into the feet, this sense of grounding, this lovely sense of connection with the earth, of that energy exchange, of allowing the excess positive charge to be discharged out of your body, but also to be receiving energy from the earth, the electrons. And there's really this sense of expansion again, and this awareness of your brain, head, upper torso. And again, this sense of connection between every aspect of you, within you. There's a focus on neurotransmitter production, so this is to do with your emotional responses. There's also a focus on the filtering and interpretation of the world around you through your senses. And again, this is hooking into the your internal traffic lights that I mentioned just now, this inner knowing. And again, we've got grounding, this sense of balance and calm. It's like everything physically feels like it's in the right place and everything's calm. And I'm still holding the space for this sense of grounding. Okay. And a settling of all of this. Okay, I'm just holding the space. It hasn't quite finished yet. I can't move on. It's just this sense of everything settling. So I'm just hanging on while that does what it needs to. And again, we've got the Aum, this lovely trio of resonating sounds that is synchronizing the internal resonating vibrational communication pathways within you and synchronizing you with the session as well. And in fact, the energy of this session will continue to work with you, for you, for the next 3 or 4 days. So it will continue to evolve. So you might notice shifts and changes. And make sure you drink enough water to help everything rebalance, help your body shift. Okay, and now you've got grounding again. There we go. That's the end of the session. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that you found some benefit from it. I will continue to do these weekly sessions while there seems to be a need for them. And do please, if you know somebody else who you think might benefit from it, please let them know about them. All the joining links are on my website, so I won't go into them all here, but just amandaweller.com will, they can find all the information there. If you've enjoyed tonight and you found benefit from it, I'd be really grateful if you could maybe leave a comment or like and follow or subscribe, depending on which channel you're on. And if you want to book a one-to-one session with me, again, you can contact me through my website. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I really hope it's been useful for you, and I'll see you next time.